Welcome back to Guelph, everybody, where Len Gushe continues to lead this race on the bike, Olympic distance once again, with Scott Curry in second spot, but only a few seconds behind. I would think that Curry's got to be quite pleased with himself here, Lisa.
Absolutely. As I said, Len Gushe has just been annihilating the fields on the bike. No one has been within striking distance. And at this point, we've got Len Gushe passing by. You couldn't see Scott Curry in the distance, but he's not that far back. There he is, just coming around that corner, so probably 15 to 20 seconds back. Again, these guys would be pretty similar on the run, although I do think Len's upped his running a little bit.
Meanwhile, in behind that battle is the battle between Colin Edwards and Jasper Blake. That was Blake right there being passed by Edwards, so Edwards is in third and Blake is in fourth. Interesting here, they can't draft, but they can work with each other, can't they?
Yeah, and they're absolutely legal here. They need to be about 10 meters apart. And they're keeping that distance between them. But having that, carrot in front of you is going to keep you on task and keep everything moving nicely. Definitely, each of them is cycling faster than they would if they were by themselves.
And there goes Blake with the return pass on Colin Edwards. So there's no doubt, well, there's no drafting happening here. They are helping each other out, taking turns on the lead here. Once again, it's Len Gushe in the lead, Scott Curry in second, and then this battle between Edwards and Blake for third spot. Let's hear more from Jasper Blake. Jasper Blake has always dreamed of representing Canada. Initially, it looked like he would do it as a downhill skier. Next, he tried his hand at tennis. Then it was triathlon, and in 1995, he made the Canadian World Age Group team. Blake has numerous victories in triathlon, but it's his fourth place finish at the 2000 Suburu Ironman Canada Triathlon that he is most proud of.
Tell us about that first Ironman experience.
Well, that was one I'll always remember. Mostly because it was my first one, but also because it went so well. I did a lot of preparation for that. I knew you had to be smart about your training going in and your nutrition, and I tried not to overlook anything. And you're right, it went as well as I think it could have gone on my first one.
Now at age 28, Blake is just entering his prime years as an Ironman athlete, and he's a definite threat to take his first Ironman title this year at Suburu Ironman Canada.
But one thing I realized is that Ironman's, it's not a, there's no quick fixes. It takes a long time to really figure it out. And, I'm really starting to. I'm now a couple of years into full Ironman training, and I'm still learning, and I'm still figuring my body out, and things are still improving at a huge rate. So, I don't expect it to be a quick fix, but, yeah, I think I'm on the right road, so.
What's next for Jasper Blake?
I'm hoping to knock off your husband, Steve, and because I've had a crush on you for so many years.
Up Len Gushe coming up the hill there, still in first place with Scott Curry in behind. About 18 seconds is the difference now. So Curry still hanging in there. We expect to see him come over the rise here in a second.
Yeah, and that's fantastic for Scott Curry to be hanging with him. You can see the difference here in their cycling style. Scott Curry, he's better built, I guess, or better physique for pushing the big gears, although Len Gushe really is a pretty strong guy, but they've got different techniques. Len turns over a bit more. And Scott Curry, you can just see he's working so hard, which is nice to see, just hammering along and keeping Len Gushe in contact.
So it's Gushe in front, Curry in second, and here's Jasper Blake now in third spot. It looks as though he has dropped Colin Edwards, but Blake continues to pound away here, but he's a minute 10 back.
But that's not that much back. You can see he's dancing on his pedals, and actually it looks quite good. So, you might think, oh my gosh, he's dropping back, but, he is the superior runner here.
How are you feeling? You said you're struggling a bit? A little bit, but that's just because Len's smashing lately. Think you can get him on the run? Hope so. I reckon I can. Coming after you, big fella.
Jasper Blake doing some reckoning here, reckoning he can chase down Len Gushe. I don't know. We shall see. Right now, anyway, it's Gushe in the lead, Curry in second spot, and Jasper Blake in third. And when we come back, we will indeed head for the run. Welcome back to Guelph, everybody, where Len Gushe continues to lead this race deep into the bike. But you have to wonder, Lisa, is he thinking about the fastest runner on the course in behind him, and that's Jasper Blake in third.
There is no doubt that he's worried about Jasper Blake. Len Gushe is a good runner. He's an excellent swim biker. But when running is not your strength, and you've got to whip it like Jasper Blake coming up behind you, you are totally worried.
It's going to be warm on the run. Nice for the bike.
Well, you can tell he's not only thinking about Blake, he's thinking about the conditions, knowing that it's going to be warm. He's already concerned about that. As we look at perhaps a forgotten man in here in second spot, this is Scott Curry. Looking a little worse for wear, too, isn't he?
He definitely is showing his emotions on his face. He's showing the heat. It's a hot, hot day, and he's fallen now a minute 20 back. And here goes Jasper Blake. Again, he looks great there, but he has fallen more than 2 minutes back. Now coming into transition, you can see the way he's getting off his bike and running in. He's a big guy, and he's worried about the heat. He's a good runner, as I said, but when you get these kind of conditions, this kind of heat, and you're bigger than the rest of them, it tends to wear on you a little bit more.
Transition's so important in the Olympic distance races as well. As we see Blake go flying by, he'll enter the transition zone in a moment, but it's very difficult. You have to be so fast here in the transition.
Yeah, and there goes Len heading off, and I think when we see Jasper coming into transition, you'll see a much, much quicker transition. Jasper just competed in the Commonwealth Trials, and so he's practiced it.
Well, we wondered if Gushe was worried about the run. Curry looks as though he is. How about Jasper Blake?
Here's the Len running 40 minutes. I hope.
Well, he's hoping that Gushe is slow. That remains to be seen.
Yeah, that's a bit of wishful thinking. Jasper knows he's the superior runner, but you don't know on the day. Is Len going to have a great run? Len's improved his running substantially over last season. I think last year Jasper could say, oh yeah, I can get 3 to 5 minutes off of Len in a 10K, but not anymore. Len's improved quite a bit. Here's Scott Curry coming off his bike. You can see how much quicker he was dismounting his bike than Len Gushe was. Again, Len specializes in long distance. He's not, out there in his driveway practicing transitions like these guys are.
So Scott Curry enters the transition zone. He'll come in there, more than a minute or so behind Len Gushe. Meanwhile, Blake is still out on the run. But look at that. You're right about Curry. Very quick in the transition.
He's very quick. And you see here we've got Len. Now he's looking good. He's got an over happening here, and he looks like he's quite fluid, has his stride going. And here's Scott Curry. You can see how the zipper of his vest there is open. It's a hot, hot day, and I'm a little concerned because he doesn't even have a hat on. He's already fallen back after the bike, and he looks like he's laboring a bit. Now let's watch Jasper Blake coming off his bike. I think we're going to see a very impressive transition from him. Already feet out of the shoes, just pedaling in towards the finish line. Still going pretty quick here. And there he is, leg over the top.
Keep in mind that Gushe is already out on the run. Curry is out there more than a minute off the pace. And Jasper Blake, he's going to enter the transition zone, close to 3 minutes back as we go up front to Gushe again.
Yeah, 3 minutes is a lot. Now look at him just hammering out here onto the run. Nice quick turnover. There's no doubt that Jasper is the superior runner here. 3 minutes, though, that's a bit of time.
Well, it is just about 3 minutes. Curry, a minute 24 behind Len Gushe. There's Blake, 2:59. And Colin Edwards has slipped quite a bit off the pace, more than 4 minutes behind entering the run.